Happy new moon, everyone. We have made it through the eclipse shadow period as well as on the other side of Mercury retrograde. There has been so much for us to understand about ourselves and about our outer world as well, that we have learned through that massive solar eclipse and also just the eclipse season in general. But most especially that solar eclipse that happened 1 month ago in Pisces. And although we still have quite a few planets in Pisces, we're still at a Pisces stellium status. We do have planets moving through Aries, and one of them is our new moon. Currently, the moon is closer to Cetus right now, but when that new moon peaks at its new moon status, it will be aligned with the final star in Aries known as Bharani, which is also the Luna Mansion or the Nakshatra Bharani, which was named after the star Bharani. So our new moon is taking place in real time and in real space in Aries, true Aries, birthing us into a new reality, into the new astrological year. It's our first new moon of the new astrological year, according to True Sidereal. And this is all about birthing into a new reality, birthing into a new time. Bharani is the nakshatra that is represented by the birth canal, and that long journey through mom to get to a new reality. And that is truly what we are doing in this new moon, as we have just journeyed with that solar eclipse and that Pisces stellium, and then through Cetus. And we've learned so much, and we've uncovered so much of ourselves, and truly called back ancient parts of ourselves that have either been covered up or forgotten. And we're seeing ourselves in a different light. We're seeing the world in a different light. We're seeing relationships in different circumstances and events through a new lens. You know, through a new perspective, which was really brought to our attention with the solar eclipse. So now we're being birthed into a new day, into a new space, by the order of Aries, who is a very intelligent sign. Aries is primordial fire. This is the fundamental basis of all survival. Aries is certainly intelligent, and the inventor of the path forward. There are 3 Luna mansions, according to Vedic astrology. 3 Luna mansions of Aries. The first is Ashwini, which represents the ability that Aries has to know the way forward, to see and to invent the path forward. So these are the qualities of Aries that is incredibly psychic and sensitive and intuitive and just all-knowing. And the second nakshatra or Luna mansion of Aries is Bharani. And that's where this new moon is taking place in. And like I said, this is represented by the birth canal or the yoni, which represents new life, new discoveries, the new path, the new world. And there can be birthing pains, of course. Birth is, well, I don't know from experience, but birth is terrible, can be really intense. So it can be like that. And it can feel like that, coming into a new reality, coming into a new world. There's a lot of aches and pains that can come along with that. And then there is Kritika Nakshatra, which is the other aspect of the other Luna mansion or Nakshatra of Aries, which is all about discernment. Again, knowingness, the ability to separate the wheat from the chaff. So Aries is it's a Mars ruled sign. And so it takes some of the energy or the earmarks of Mars and really fleshes it out and develops it. So Aries is a strategist. It's like a general. It is definitely a warrior. It is very bold. It can be impulsive. It's incredibly competitive because Aries is about survival. In order to survive, you must compete. This is the basis of animal instinct, competition, survival of the fittest, and Aries certainly is. If Aries is not balanced, Aries can revert to its most primal way of being, which is I take no prisoners. I am the winner. I am the survivalist. I am the last one standing. So yes, that can be very harsh. So it is important to, it is really good if Aries can be balanced with water or earth. Air obviously just expands that. But again, Aries represents the I. It represents the original first house. The first house is all about the I, the mind, the body, the person, not the individual, not the family, not the group, not the partner, not the children, not the health. It's just the I, the very first element, fire. It's also very creative. Aries is, that renewed sense of purpose and passion and excitement and courage and spontaneity and creativity and fun. And of course, love and sex. And Aries truly is a divine spark of creation. Absolutely. And inside of them, at the deepest part of Aries, is that desire to lead others because they know the way. They really do. So although sometimes Aries gets a bad reputation, if it is really concentrated, it can be very self-absorbed, very self-serving, incapable of thinking of another person's perspective, just totally hard-headed and totally in the I, totally entrenched in their own experience, and another person's experience is just so far from them that they can't even fathom it. So because Aries is a survivor, sometimes when we have prominent planets in Aries, we can see our survival instincts coming out of the shadows, rising up to the surface. So these are often patterns or, things that we needed in our youth to protect us, to help us survive. They are strategies that we either learned or we developed on our own as a way of self-protection and self-preservation and survivorship. And now that we've matured and we're not in those environments where we need to survive anymore, they can still be at play because they were developed to help us survive. So we can start to see these things coming up, and then we can decide, okay, are we currently living in survival mode? Do we need this pattern to serve us? Or can we, give it a big energetic hug, love, and release and say, hey, I appreciate what you did for me when I was a little one, and I'm not in survival mode anymore, and I don't need this um, tactic to serve my life anymore because it could be to our detriment and to the detriment of those around us. So those types of things can be coming up not only with this new moon, but later on next month when more of our planets get into Aries, such especially when Mars moves into Aries and Mercury. So the firmament, the heavens are very similar to the ocean in that everything's kind of fluid up there as it is down here in the ocean. There's no real hard line. Energy is not it's not black or white. It's like very fluid, and there are certain regions of the firmament where there are mixed energies from the different stars, the different signs, like cusps. But in this um, you know, example or this point, it's really talking about Aries and Cetus and the ecliptic. So the ecliptic is the sun's path. And then we have Cetus down here kind of like this. And then we have Aries like way up here at a higher declination. And Aries season in real time and space runs from April 22nd to May 6th. That means that Aries stars are influencing and informing Sun. Now, as the Sun moves on that ecliptic and Aries stars are shining and Sun is absorbing that information, Sun is actually also absorbing the information from the stars of Cetus, which are actually closer to Sun. And that's for the first 2 weeks of Aries season. So from April 22nd to May 6th, Sun is closer to Cetus. And so that's why the first 2 weeks of Aries season, coming out of Pisces season, tend to be fairly introspective. And today, May 7th through May 12th, is truly Aries season. And that's where our new moon takes place this evening. And here the sun is garnering most of its information from Bharani, that final star in the ram, on the back of the ram. Other planets, like I said, are going to be moving into Aries because Aries is a relatively small constellation. It's only 20 degrees long, and that's measured at the midpoint boundary, meaning it's determined by the luster of the stars. And Sun will move into Taurus on May 13th. So that is really, really soon. Sun on May 17th, Sun is going to be conjunct Jupiter at 6 degrees Taurus in Kritika Nakshatra. And Venus is going to be conjunct Uranus at 1 degrees Taurus in Kritika Nakshatra. Now on May 17th, this is going to create a grand trine with the moon, the sun and Jupiter's conjunction, and then Pluto in Capricorn in Abhijit Nakshatra. So Abhijit Nakshatra is that forbidden nakshatra, those small, only, less than is it less than 6 degrees long. Actually, I think it's 3.4, so less than 4 degrees long. So this energy is a very transformative experience, and it can, there are an infinite ways that this can play out, right? So here we have Sun conjunct Jupiter in Taurus in Kritika, Venus conjunct Uranus in Taurus in Kritika, and then we have um, the moon that is going to be making that grand trine with Jupiter and then Pluto in Capricorn. So this is like a revolution concerning women, money, and art, especially considering that Jupiter is weakened by the sun because it is combust. So this is kind of like, it could be a revolutionary day. It could be a challenging day dealing with women. It could be a challenging day for women, but this is definitely a day of something pretty big happening on May 17th. And again, things are fluid, so it might not be right on that day, but right around. There could be a catalyst on that day, like a trigger point, and then something will revolutionize in regards to women, expansion, finances, revolution, new technology, new information, and explosiveness because of that combustion. So with this new Luna cycle, we're going to see that prominent day, May 17th, and we'll also see the sun switch signs into Taurus on May 13th. So this Luna cycle is really bringing out the I in each of us, the source in each of us, and Aries really knows that it has God inside of it. Inside of itself, absolutely. And so this lunar cycle is really bringing out source energy in each of us, allowing us to lead in our own lives, and to lead clearly, and to lead confidently, and to lead boldly, and to lead inventively. That's that Uranus, closely conjunct the moon, and to lead brilliantly. That's that Venus also sandwiching that new moon, and to lead beautifully with that abundance mindset, and with forward thinkingness, and with intuition, and with intelligence, and with business mindedness. I mean, it's pretty amazing. And so we're being led into Taurus season with this new Luna, which is going to just really bring us into alignment with our values and our abundance and our sensuality and our self-worth. So there is a real feminine aspect to this new Luna with Venus there. And, one of the key earmarks of femininity is alignment, not pushiness. And so it really is curbing some of the more explosive Aries energy with having Venus there, and which is just more of like aligning. So wishing everyone a very intuitive new Luna cycle, a very discerning new Luna cycle, one that gets you really in touch with the divinity inside of each of us, and allow us to lead our lives from that divine spark. Sending so much love and so much reverence for creation, for existence, for everyone's right to exist on this beautiful earth. Everyone has a right to be here and to exist, and has a right to live and to breathe and to love and to eat and to experience life. And what we're seeing on the world scale with the genocide in Gaza is we're seeing a lot of people who have forgotten that and who want power over. And we can never have true power over anything. We could only have power with divinity by aligning with divinity, but never having power over divinity or acting like God. It's more like acting in accordance with God and never seeking to have power over. And so that is my prayer and my wish for this new Luna cycle and this new astrological year, is that we align with the power of creation and with the power of divinity, and not seek to have power over, because then you're doing something else more along the lines of witchcraft, which carries a lot of karma. And we want to escape, we want to transcend karma and move into purpose and not create more stuff. So much love.